this channel, I just come here and just say random stuff. Like, there's no planning, no editing, no scripting. Like, literally, someone even commented I should be like putting thumbnails and stuff, which I know I should do. I know if I do that, like, the channel will probably do better. But like, the intention of this channel is not necessarily to grow it, in my opinion. It's just for me to just come here and see whatever the fuck I feel like saying. But I feel like that's also kind of a bad thing, because I used to be a big fan of Hamza for the longest time, since he was popping off and all that. But lately, like, if you have been watching Hamza, if you're in the self-improvement way, Hamza has kind of fallen off, and he's getting a lot of like backlash and hate and all that. So it seems that I'm not necessarily like turned against him, but I just don't see him in that same light I used to see him before, as like he was the, how do I put it, the Adonis we used to look up to. I just don't really care as much. Like, it's just some dude that makes videos. I think that's why I just realized, people are just always complaining that contradicts himself and everything. Like, to me, I just noticed it's just some dude that doesn't know everything. Like, he's just learning as he goes. But it's just that when he makes his videos, he likes to talk as if he knows everything, but obviously he doesn't. So I don't know, people are just unnecessarily angry. That's for me. I just feel like everybody should just just go and focus on your life, forget about the guy. But anyways, the thing I do want to point out, about the Hamza stuff is, you see some people talking about, like, when they are, trying to cancel him or roast him or insult him or talk about him or whatever. So many times they usually bring up like his personal life stuff, and it's not even necessarily about personal life. I'll say it's his personal life stuff. But the crazy thing about the personal life stuff is the one that actually posted these things. But now that they are basically roasting him, people now use it against him. So an example is like, you will post, so maybe you don't know, but he usually used to have an unfiltered channel. That was one of the things that motivated him to start this channel before. So he had a main channel before, where he used to post like his self-improvement videos. He had an unfiltered channel similar to what I'm doing now. Just talk about whatever the fuck you feel like saying. So, but the problem with talking about whatever the fuck you feel like saying is, sometimes you tend to like overshare. That's how I'll say. Like, many of his videos, and I feel like that's one thing that made people really like him at the beginning, because this guy will tell you everything. It's not hiding anything from you. But you watch a video that somebody goes down in details in his problem or his situation in life, like, you can't help but feel connected to this person. You can't help but feel like this person is your friend. But now that, I don't know, they are just trying to like still fit him into this box of self-improvement, and it's like he just doesn't want to stay in that box anymore. He wants to do something different. But basically, now that he doesn't want to do that anymore, people are now pulling up all these things and using it against him, which maybe is not necessarily like bad, but it's just kind of weird, because, like, for example, like, many of those is filtered videos or whatever, maybe will like grow. There was one that I saw that I watched back in the day when I used to watch a lot of them. I don't really watch him as much as I used to before, but there's one that's like, basically he talks into like how do I put it now? Well, let me just use the most obvious or simple one. So he used to have this girlfriend before, since 2022 they were dating. Then earlier this year they broke up. But the things that, as usual in his videos, he hypes it that, this is going to be the person who will marry, blah 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 blah. Which, as usual, everybody changes, everybody grows, everybody makes mistakes. So that's probably why, like, they didn't end up working out. But that's not the crazy thing. Is like, people now use this against him, which isn't 100% necessarily a bad thing, but it's kind of a bad thing, because people are not going like, this random girl that I dated, they're not literally like dragging her into the conversation, something that normally doesn't concern them. Like, of course, if you want to insult somebody, insult him himself, or something that doesn't really concern them, something that doesn't really concern anybody. And people are just randomly like dragging his girl into this, and it seems that it's also his fault, because, or he's 100% his fault, because he's the one that puts it out there. Like, he puts it out there, who see my girlfriend, she's the best, blah blah blah. And now that they broke up, they're like, look at the guy. Like, they are basically dragging his girlfriend into this. And other than that, they're also using like other things about his personal life that he has said before against him. So I just feel like, I don't know, we're just looking at them, basically tear down this man with things that give, like, it's very crazy that these things I shared with the world, hoping that, they would like him more. It did work at the beginning, but now they are just turning it to weapons that they're using against him. So it just makes me, like, cautious that some of these things I make, I don't think I've gone into any crazy detail about anything, but I do say some pretty vulnerable stuff here. Like, I don't want to start saying any of them right now, but I do say some pretty vulnerable stuff. Like, if you have been watching past videos, you will know that I do say some pretty vulnerable stuff. But I'm not that crazy in detail where I'll tell you literally everything. So I just want to be more careful of the way I put things out there, because obviously, like, I'm not really planning, like, I'm going to become some big influencer someday, but you never know, like, I pop off in the future. And that's the thing, that once you pop off, everybody wants to bring you down. Literally, when you're nobody cares about, like, literally have 0 subscribers, be a nobody, don't be good at anything, don't be popular, like, just be nobody. And nobody cares about your story. You can literally record yourself naked dancing, nobody will care. But just become popular first. Let many people just know about you. Then all of a sudden, people will start pulling up all these things. But what I'm just trying to say basically is, like, I just want to be more careful of the things I put out there. I feel like that's one thing, like, not everybody needs to know about you. And there's one thing Hamza even said in one of his videos, is like, if you want personal things, like really, really personal, deep things you want to share, randomly sharing it on a video like this, why not just talk to your brother about it, talk to your father, talk to your friend, talk to your family, talk to your girlfriend if you have one. Like, actually talk to people in real life than a phone. And the things that I'm talking to you right now, and it feels good, but as much as we like to be friends and all that, we don't actually know each other. I'm talking to a phone and you're just watching some random dude on the internet that you probably will never meet. So, like, the point I'm just trying to make is, like, I want to be more careful with the things I share. Like, I don't just want to go in too much detail. Another example of somebody that I'll kind of say overshared as well was Jordan Green. He used to be another really big favorite YouTuber of mine. Also was in the self-improvement list and all that. But, there was a period when he basically fell off and lost it all. That from living in, like, these fancy apartments, he started living in his car. And the crazy part was, he was also beating his meat in his car. So around this time, he kind of developed a porn addiction, and all that. And as usual, I was documenting everything, being transparent, which isn't bad. But the problem is backfired as usual. Like, putting out all these things so that people will be more connected, but at the end of the day, people just start using it, like, against you. So maybe it means, like, I'm not trying to say I will never share anything, personal. Like, I probably will never share anything personal. But, like, I'll still definitely try to be authentic and vulnerable and all that. But I just want to be more like some YouTuber, like somebody like MKBHD now, for example, very big name. You probably don't know that much about him. You just know he makes tech videos. Literally. If I ask you, does he have a brother? You probably don't even know. Does he even have a sister? You don't even know. How old is he? You have no idea. I don't have an idea either. I think he's nearing 30 sharp. And I think he does have a sister. I saw, like, some video one day, like, start time I used to be, like, a really, really, really big fan of tech videos and all that. So, like, here's some picture of him and his sister or something like that. And it was, like, research I did to find out, sure. But, like, you don't know too much things about this man. That's what I'm just trying to say. But he's, like, yes, he's a very, very, very big YouTuber. Another one too is Mr. Ozzy Boss. Like, you don't know too many things about these people, but yeah, they are very big. Another one again, even Mr. Beast to some degree. Like, you don't really know much about Mr. Beast. Like, obviously you kind of do, but it seems like you don't know exactly, like, how old is Mr. Beast. I don't know. It's just like 20 something. That's all I know. Does he have a brother? I don't know. Does he have a sister? Don't know. All these other influencers, you basically, like Hamza, for example, Jordan Green, they have told you everything. So he has, like, 2 brothers. This one is older than him. This one is so the point I'm just trying to make sure. Don't mind the way I'm talking, like, I'm just very tired. I'm trying to record this video as fast as possible. I just feel like you should be careful with oversharing. Like, you shouldn't share too much. Yeah, when I haven't thought about this, when I was watching all these videos, I'm just seeing how they're basically tearing down all these people. I started to even consider, like, just maybe privating all the videos on this channel, taking them all down. I know that so that nobody can use it as weapon against me. But since I'm not planning of doing like some stupid bad thing in the future, obviously. But I don't know, it's just like some people are just weird. They'll just like start digging into your personal stuff. They'll try to like find your house address, try to find your relatives, try to like find maybe people you have dated, things of that nature. Like some people are that weird that they will literally go that far. So and you only just make it easier for them if you're revealing all these things for free. So I feel like the world doesn't really deserve to know. Nobody really deserves to know personal stuff. So obviously, like the thing I would usually wanted to do before was make this like a video journal. So in my journal, I go in very, very deep detail. I don't even journal as much anymore nowadays. Lazy me. But in my journal, usually when I journal, like I talk about a lot of raw stuff. Like I talk about a lot of things of that nature. But I'll just have the same effect here. But obviously, the only difference between here and my journal is only the only person that's going to read it. So maybe my family members. Maybe that's if my brother like randomly carries it, but they probably don't care. So it's going to basically stay with me forever. Like I'm the only person that is going to see and know all these things. But these videos they are going on the fucking internet, and everybody has access to the internet, so anybody can see these things. So I'm just trying to say I just want to be more careful with the things I put out. I don't want to just like, because before that was the idea to literally go in minutes detail. That's one of the reasons why you can even see this series I was documenting. Like I use my school fees to buy. Like if it's with the mindset I have right now, I probably won't put it out there because like why the fuck? Like who cares? Like nobody needs to know. I'll see another one again I put earlier this year, like porn ruined my life. Well, I was basically when I usually just talk about like my relationship with pornography and stuff, how it has basically affected me badly over the years now. And all these things are kind of good because like you're not just saying it out for saying sake. You're saying it because you're trying to like relate it to the audience and everything. But I feel like it can backfire if you overdo it, which many of these influencers that used to be my favorites have done. They usually do. Like you overshare all these things and people start using it against you. And I won't say I haven't had a little taste of it. So there was this it's not necessarily a taste of it, but there was earlier this year around January, which is crazy. So I recorded, just like I'm randomly doing now. I randomly recorded a video again. I think the video I titled it like whether I don't know my purpose or I don't have a purpose. I've been feeling purposeless, something like that. So just a random video as usual. I think at the time I was just feeling like purposeless. I didn't really know what I was doing with my life. I'm just lazy, procrastinating. So I just randomly recorded a video. And one dude commented like, you probably will stop feeling purposeless if you stop watching porn and all these how did he say it? All these business gallons or something like that. But basically what he was trying to say is like if you stop watching porn and all these self-improvement YouTubers, you probably will stop feeling purposeless. And obviously like it's stung a little, but as usual I took it as like feedback, like this guy is actually right. And I've tried my best to stop watching the two of them since then. But that's just an example, because how did this guy know I watch self-improvement YouTubers and porn? Well, I used to watch porn. Bro, saying porn outside just sounds fucked up. I might have just contradicting myself by saying all these things in this video is all over the place already. But trust me, I'm porn and stuff. I'm drawing the line. I'm not doing that stuff anymore. Like I've quit it for a while now. Maybe not for a while, but yeah, for a little while. Yeah. Let me just leave it like that. I've quit it for a while. That's what you need to know. But what I'm just trying to say is, how did this guy know? This guy basically just knew because I said these things. Like I made the videos. I've made a lot of videos telling him, hey, I watch self-improvement videos, and a lot saying, hey, I used to be addicted to porn. So it was just like, I just stopped it. So I know his videos are already all over the place and all that, but that's just an example of just what I'm trying to say. And obviously that one, he did use it in a positive way to try to help me, even though it did sound kind of offensive. It was with the intention to help me. But it's like some people don't have the intention to help you. Some people rather have the opposite intention, to bring you down, to like tear you apart, to just make life worse for you, to threaten your family members, to like look at people you have dated, to come and pull up at your house, something like that. People have malicious intentions. Like the internet is crazy. So in summary, first of all, for you, don't put out if you are going to make videos and whatever. Like, just don't put out stuff that is too vulnerable. Like, have boundaries. I'll say tell stories, definitely go in detail, be vulnerable and all that, but have boundaries. Know when you're overstepping. I'll say kind of keep things like kind of shallow level. Like, just give a little bit of context. Don't like go into graphic detail and all that, because even though like obviously the audience will like it more, there are some people that you're just giving them ammunition for their weapon. You're just giving them like bullets. You're just giving them ammunition that can use to shoot you later. So that's the first one. Then for me, I'll be more cautious and careful with the things I put out here, rather than just talking about anything and going into detail about the anything I talk about. I'll still talk about random things probably, but I won't necessarily go into that much detail. Like, I don't know. You can't. Nobody needs to know that about you. It's just like you don't need to go into that much detail. That's the plan, moving forward, I'll just say all the videos I've recorded from now, till the last year or last month, like however long I've made videos on this channel and over my other channels as well. Everything I've said there, I'll say that's all the ammunition I will let them use against me. So that's if I've gone into anything too much detail in any of those videos, that's all the ammunition I'll give them. I'm not going to create more for them to use. And that's the thing, when you become better and you feel more connected to your audience, and you notice that, wow, when I go into details, people really love it, so let me just do more. You're just giving them better and better weapons to use against you. So I'm not going to create better weapons people can use against me. But like I said, I don't plan to do anything shady, like, oh, I'm trying to cover my tracks and everything. Obviously, I'm like an upright man artist. I plan to be upright, plan to not do anything shady and all that, keep everything straight and all that. But anyways, like in summary, just don't overshare. Like, there's some stuff that people just don't need to know. And if like you have a problem, you have something bothering you that you want to talk about, bro, talk to your brother, talk to your friend, talk to your family, talk to your mother, talk to your uncle, talk to people around you, or just journal about it. The internet doesn't need to know.